I got a few different options.
What the hell is this? This is not a computer part. Is that VR?
VR, yeah.
I thought you said you were getting this for work.
We've never done this before. I have never done this before. We found the correct PC for this house. It is the Fractal Design North. You might know me as the helicopter pilot of this channel. My actual day job is I'm a diagnostic and interventional radiologist, and I want to build a home workstation, AKA a gaming rig. Goal 1, create a PC that's powerful enough to act as a radiology workstation. Number 2, build a PC that will mesh with the aesthetics of this house. The catch is I've never built a PC before. I think we need to call in a friend. Gerald!
Oh, thank you, Gerald, for coming and agreeing to be my auditor.
What do you want, Chris?
You guys don't know Gerald Undone. He has his own channel. He does, what do you do?
Cameras or something?
Anyway, this guy's been building PCs since he was a child, unlike me.
Who still is a child?
Gerald was nice enough to agree to do a little, I guess we'll call it an audit.
I agreed to that today?
Of my home. Exactly, you consented to this.
As of now.
But I kind of just blanked out and just acquired a bunch of parts.
Did you do any kind of compatibility check before?
Nope.
I hope it all works out. The motherboard, where's that at? You got a ProArt motherboard? They're good.
Yeah.
I like them.
Anything ASUS in this video, they sent me free of charge, so thank you ASUS for that.
I'm hoping that they give a little bit of a edit on your thing and be like, let them know that those don't work, you know?
Well, they didn't say anything.
One thing I do like about the ProArt motherboards though is they have 10 gig Ethernet built into them.
I didn't run any hardware Ethernet cables.
Oh man.
No!
It's got, you know, Creator on it, so. And into the motherboard, we could put things like the CPU.
Will it work with this?
I mean, it should. This is brand new. If this is your first PC build in a while, or first one ever, you're on the cutting edge. What's that expression? The cutting edge cuts you, it bleeds, or whatever the thing is, you know what I mean? Some RAM is still not fully compatible with this yet. Everything's brand new, so everything's still gotta make the compatibility line. This is a banging processor.
Banging processor.
By the time this video goes live, this information could already be wrong. Okay. But when it comes to RAM, 4 DIMMs has been causing some issues. Try them all. If it seems really weird, try just 2. And then if it works fine, then you got the old 4 DIMM issue going on. But if you're building the newest stuff, then you find out maybe nobody's put this specific Kingston Fury and that specific motherboard. And then you gotta figure out what's causing the problem. You know?
If I had to predict the build is gonna be somewhat okay, but the hard part I think is gonna be firing it up and like getting everything to work.
Troubleshooting error codes and stuff like
Correct.
that. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
SSDs, so you got a stack. So these are not ASUS, these are Aorus.
I got a bunch of these fast ones.
That's 2 terabytes there.
We appreciate the like holographic nature of the box here, Becky.
And you got yourself Windows. You had to buy yourself Windows.
I had to buy Windows.
I recognize this box.
So I just totally stole your GPU on this one.
It's a nice package. RTX 4090.
This is a beautiful graphics card. Rattles to get away.
What?
Obviously, you're going to give this the stamp of approval because I think you're using the same one.
I am, yeah. I love it. These were for the last maybe like decade or longer, but now they switched to this new. I think it's like a 12 pin. Not all power supplies because I don't have like a 1200 watt. So you need at least 3 though. Like I was like, wait a minute, I need 4 leads. What happens if I give it 3? It's treated like electrical outlet. If it's not fully in, it's fully dangerous.
So the power supply in this machine, I haven't even checked if it will fit in there.
5, 6, 7.
Molex, Molex.
Don't use this. No good. Individually. You're laughing. You're good. Compatibility check.
Silence from ASUS was their sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Cooling.
Okay.
I got a few different options.
What the hell is this? This is not a computer part. Is that VR?
VR, yeah.
I have no opinion on that.
Peter.
I thought you said you were getting this for work.
I am getting it for
You doing VR work? Do you know how to say this? Ryujin or something?
The main air intake is going to be through the front, and that's going to supply both the CPU coolers as well as the GPU.
You're basically making a preference because your CPU is going to get the coolest air in that case. If you go on the top, the cold air is coming in, the GPU is using the cold air, so then the GPU gets the sweeter side. So you got to choose one.
Well, I guess I chose the GPU.
You chose the GPU,
yeah.
Which is fine, you know.
Oh no, he doesn't see it. Which is fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it gonna work?
Yeah, but you don't want fans
Anyway.
inside. I mean, I would judge you for that.
You would judge me for that?
Side fans, they just cause turbulence. That's my opinion. You want this like movie tunnel thing going on, you know?
Do you have silence effect on it? Last component here, I just went with the same brand as the case. They looked aesthetically pleasing. This is a 3-pack.
Okay, and what are these?
Also a 3-pack.
You have like 9 fans, is that what you're telling me?
Well,
noise level, static pressure. Yeah, I mean, I haven't used these fans before, but they seem fine.
I mean, I figured a fan's a fan. So I'm gonna use all one brand fan. Like,
because he's a one brand fan man.
In keyboard's all preference. I think I just got served an Instagram ad for this.
Is this like a snob keyboard?
It's a snob keyboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Because
get your spreadsheets going.
It's got good weight to it, right?
I'm not a keyboard snob, but I know what snobs say. Okay, yeah, that bass, that's a good weight. I like that you got a detachable cable here because you don't want it to be fused and you got to throw your keyboard out with the bath water. Seems like it's easy to clean. Yeah, rigidity. right? That's nice. Maybe a little on the cramp side. I honestly don't know. I'd be happy with this keyboard. Matthew chose Cherry MX Browns. I like it, and they work fine on the keyboard.
No idea.
Oh, okay.
I literally just bought
Color scheme?
the ones because they're black and gold.
All right, and last but not least.
Wow, you're so strong, Chris. How did you lift that ProArt monitor with like from the one end? ProArt display, 32-incher.
What do you think of the ProArt displays? And also, I'm not sure if it's going to pass the QI for radiology. Because a medical physicist has to come to my house and QA the monitors. It's mostly uniformity.
I don't know what the standard is for the test they're gonna run, but I think like you got a pretty good shot. They claim to be to like a Delta 2 or something like that, of like within how color accurate they are.
If they're high enough quality to pass a medical physicist's bar for diagnostic radiology, that's what time will tell.
Well, let me know.
I will let you know.
So I'm curious to see how your experience goes, because it's possible. You just like, no, everything just work fine. The hardware is going to perform extremely well, and I like your choices. Aesthetically, I'm here for it. You know,
appreciate it. Dare I say that we get the Gerald Undone stamp of approval?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's going to be a great rig.
All right, go back to Canada.
Okay.
All right, let's start the build, starting with the case. So I'm just gonna do what all the videos did and take all the panels off. This is actually a really pretty piece of electronics. Like, look at that, black and gold, matches the build theme perfectly. And what the This is like the first step, and I can't get this drive installed. All right, motherboard's installed. It's starting to look like a computer. We're gonna try to install this cooler now, so I gotta install a couple fans and try not to mess up my motherboard. This goes in like this. First it says take off the Intel plate. This is the ring for Intel. And we have to install the AMD bracket, since I have an AMD chip. Oh, it looks like a computer in there. Kind of afraid to power it on because I'm not entirely sure that I use the right cables for the power supply. Oh, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what this red light on the GPU means. Solid yellow. Okay, like an idiot, I didn't have the RAM pushed down into the slots, which is hilarious because the only thing I've really ever done with computers is installed RAM. So you'd think that that would be the part that I actually know how to do. Hopefully, it works. Second moment of truth. Huh, still yellow. Okay, I think I figured out the problem. I forgot to plug the power cord into the fan controller, booted it up, and the fans weren't spinning. I was getting a CPU over temp error, and the computer was shut down. So hopefully now it works. Oh, we should plug it in first. Okay, that's a good sign. All the fans are spinning. Going through its boot cycle. Okay, got something on the screen. No keyboard detected. Loading files. This is promising. This is further than it's gotten before. All the fans are moving air in the right direction. This boot screen here I think is probably going to take a while because it has to, I think, initialize the RAM. And I don't see any error codes on the motherboard LEDs, so that's always promising. I thought for some reason there was a problem with the hardware. I just let it go overnight, and lo and behold, there was a Windows login screen when I woke up the next morning. So build is finally done. I got everything configured. There are a few little quirks that I had to work through, but it wasn't unexpected given that PCs are a very heterogeneous environment, we'll say. There's a lot of different parts, there's a lot of different pieces of software, and to expect all of it to work together on the first go is a little bit naive. Tested a few games and they all worked with flying colors. Tested a VR headset. That was a lot of fun. That works great. And then I brought the computer to the IT department at work. I think this was like the most powerful machine they had ever seen. They loaded on a couple different partitions, one for each hospital I work at, and I was able to take the computer then back home and set it up for reading radiology at home. But before I could do that, I had to get the monitors calibrated. And this was the big question mark. Were the monitors gonna pass the QA, the quality analysis? The official report is in. But I'll see what I can decipher from this 8-page report here. So first of all, there's two sections for the left and the right monitor, which makes sense. Okay, so first of all, for the left monitor, it gives a luminance measurement, and the maximum is 399.8 candela per meter squared, I guess that stands for. Then they have a minimum of 0.3, and then a ratio of 1,169. So I guess that's the contrast ratio. That's the true measured contrast ratio of this monitor is 1,169. According to the tech specs, the advertised contrast ratio was 1000. So this is actually performing better than the advertised contrast ratio. Then they did a grayscale and there was a percent off of ideal. So the max percent error was minus 5.3%. And then it says next to it, standard is plus or minus 10%. So it's beating the standard by, I guess, half or double, depending on how you look at it. The uniformity of the monitor, it measures the upper left corner at minus 4%, upper right minus 5%, lower left minus 3%, lower right minus 3.5%. And then it says in small print, corners should be within plus or minus 30% of center. So it absolutely blows that metric out of the water. And there's a bunch of subjective, you know, grayscale squares, high and low contrast resolution, grid lines, etc. And then it says pass, 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 pass. So it passes all those subjective categories. And then the right monitor is basically all very similar numbers. So I think it's safe to say that these monitors absolutely blow away the standard, are well above the required standard to read radiology at home. And I was worried about that because if these monitors didn't work and I had to figure something else out, then this whole project would be totally a waste if I don't have the proper monitors and the ability to actually read at home. So I'm looking forward to being able to do my work at home. This is going to be a bit of a game changer. I guess allow me to have a little bit more flexibility in my work-life balance. That's the end of the video. It's my first PC build. Thanks for coming along. It's a bit of a weird one for this channel. It's a good learning experience for me, and thank you, Gerald, for coming in and helping me out, being my gear consultant. And of course, thank you to ASUS for hooking us up with a lot of this equipment. Really appreciate that.
When are you moving out of my office?
Sure. Well, if you follow us on Instagram, then you've seen stories about my office build. But if you don't follow us over there, shame on you, one. But two, we've been giving little sneak peeks of my office renovations. We're coming up the home stretch on that. There's been a few snafus, we'll say. You'll have to wait for the next iteration of the home renovation series to see all about that juicy drama. Anyway, all right, see you next one. So if you liked this video, let us know in the comments. If you didn't like the video, don't let us know in the comments. Now, the next step is to actually build this
Build the damn thing.
Gerald, can you help us?
Limited access. Oh, Jesus. The one that we
almost caught that with your dick.
I don't know what I was hoping for. There's like a mood ring computer.
A mood ring computer, yeah.
It's blue today. I'm sad.
Muy mal.
I saw one that was like based on temperature. Like, wait, let me get a look at my RGB. Like, depending on where your case is.
Looks like you've got a lot done so far.
That's being sarcastic, isn't it? Maybe we'll do more PC builds. Becky's shaking her head behind the camera. No. This is an absolute nightmare.
No more PC
builds. This is an absolute nightmare for her to edit this video. Like nonstop orbits of me building for hours on end. It's not the most fun type of content if you're not into computers, I guess.